Okay, so we're standing up the wall. Building paper is on. I've got one window, only one window in this wall, but I always put cuts in here. That way when you're standing on the wall, you don't forget that there's a window there and step into it. And then once the wall is up, I'll fold the paper over I'll cut it and then fold it around so that it wraps the entire window frame. As far as these jacks, these are Qualcraft. Yeah, Qualcraft. I think it's the only company that makes this style. I'm not sure. I used to use these back when I was a framer in I don't know if I had them in the 80s. I know I had them in the 90s. I think I had them even in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure it was the same brand. I bought these a couple years ago because the ones I originally had I'd given away a long time ago. I quit framing, I think, in around 95, and I gave them away sometime after that to another framer. You can buy these online. I think they're 150, 200 bucks a piece. They used to make one that used two 2x4s. They don't make it anymore. I even called the company at the time when I bought these, and the customer service person said they couldn't even find it in their record, so maybe they had discontinued it. I liked it better because you could lift more weight with it, because you could put two 2x4s together. But anyway, these work fine. So what I do is I nail a block down. I stand them up. First you have to put these on, and you figure out how to do. And then you stand the 2x4 up with this thing down at the bottom, and then you hook it under the wall. The wall's going to be laying flat on the floor, obviously, so you're going to need to lift it up a couple of inches. The way I do that, the easiest way to do it, the way a lot of framers do it, is you just take a 2x4, you cut a point on it like that, and then you can just wham it under the plates here, and then you just go like this, lifts it up. You can slip a 2x4 under flatways first just to get up a little bit, then you can shove this under farther. I usually get it up the thickness of two 2x4s so that these can fit underneath and hook the wall. And then when it's standing up, you just nail a block in behind it, put 5 or 6 nails in it, because you're gonna end up taking this out once the wall is up. You take the stuff down. So that's the easiest way to do it. Now this is a 40-foot wall. I've got 3 jacks. It's not because of the weight, it's because of the length. If you put them too far apart, I mean, it just bends the wall a lot. I'm sure 2 of these would be more than enough to lift as far as strength, but the problem is the wall starts getting bent. It bends too much when it flexes too much when you're lifting it. Also, when you pick your studs, these are 16-footers. I mean, you don't need 16-footers to put up an 8-foot wall, but pick really good, strong ones. I mean, look them over. Don't pick any that have big knots in them, because they could break. Because they'll bow when the wall starts getting up higher. They'll bow a little bit. So if you got one that's weak, or it's got imperfections in or something, just pick out ones that are nice, have small knots. The nicer ones you have. It's just a safety thing. If you pick a bad 2x4, like I said, it could break. I've never had it happen, but then I've always picked good ones. So anyway, so that's a little tip. And then I think that's it. I have a pole that I put in here to check these, and I forgot I left it home, so I got to run home and get it. I've been using the handle of my wrench. It's not really enough. You need something that's about 3 feet long. I've got a piece of pipe, galvanized pipe, like plumbing pipe, the old style plumbing pipe with the threads on it, and it fits in there real nice, and you can just use it as a handle to jack these up. And then I think that's it as far as tips and tricks. 2x4s on the other side are nailed to the foundation. Those are to keep when the wall goes up, to keep it. I mean, it could take a gust of wind. You don't want the wall to keep on going, right? So I just put those up as a precaution to to keep the wall from flopping all the way over. Never had that happen either, but I've always put something there to stop it. So I just put 3 of them. I've got them nailed to the foundation. Obviously, if you're on a slab, there's no foundation to nail them to, so you'd probably have to set them up somehow that you'd have another piece behind coming down at an angle, maybe to hold it, or if you got multiple people. Remember, I'm doing this by myself. But anyway, and then once the wall is stood up, of course, I'll put some pieces down at an angle here to hold it in place, and then go so I can go on to the next wall. All right, back to work.